As you probably know by now, if you've been watching my channel, I am going to be selling my home, which means I am in search of Late Bloomer Garden 2.0 and decommissioning to a point Late Bloomer Garden 1.0. This garden that I have developed and loved and cherished, which has inspired so many people around the world, millions of views on my channel, I'm going to have to say goodbye to my garden and find another garden to love. The good news is, I found out yesterday that people buying homes are really interested in buying homes with gardens. And a property manager told me yesterday, do you know how much money people spend to have this in their yard? So today Eric is coming with his son and we are decommissioning the back 40 and doing some major cleanup and opening up of some of the trees. This is going to be a 2-week process, but we're going to get started today and I hope you'll stay with me. You know, I grow milkweed for monarchs and have for years, and I have a lot of milkweed right now. It is getting late in the season and you really should cut milkweed down in November so that the monarchs can make their winter migration. The only downside to growing milkweed is once the seed pods burst, it's very messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to investigate the underside of the leaves and make sure that I don't have any eggs. And if I do, I'm going to relocate those branches. But this big bush is coming out. You know, I've said this many times, the African blue basil is the #1 choice for bees in my garden. In anyone's garden, I believe. And the good news is the landscape designer that came yesterday and gave me some tips about what to do said, this is beautiful, leave it. So the sun is just coming up and once it warms up, this will be covered with bees. If you watched my live stream last Sunday, you know that I hurt my back the Saturday before. You know, gardening is hard on the body. And I was doing something very simple, just bending forward, clipping a little roselle off my hibiscus, but I felt something slip, and so I've been nursing that along this week. Most of the heavy lifting and digging and hauling today is going to be handled by these two guys. One thing I am going to have to do, which I don't want to do, is take out my loofa trellis right by the front door. The timing just didn't work out. I wanted it to finish. I had planned for it to finish so that I could take this out before I started showing the house. That's not going to happen. So I am going to take the one that I feel is most ready and I'm going to try to peel it today and see what the exoskeleton inside the loofah looks like. And hope I can get at least 6 good ones out of my 15. And I'm going to cut that and we're going to look inside. Normally what you want to do is wait until they are yellowish, kind of beige, you know, where they lose the green color, because it's much easier to peel. And of course, the best case scenario is to take them and let them dry like that. And when they're dry, then you soak them in a vat of water for a couple of hours. Then you come back and try to peel it, and the peel comes off as easily as a banana peel. And you can see that in my loofah video. This is not going to be so easy. No. You know, I can't do this. It's too soon. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to focus on other things. I've got one more week. I didn't go this long to have this. But you do see how this is a cucumber plant. I still meet people that think that loofah comes from the ocean. There's a huge misconception about it. Loofa is a plant. It is in the cucumber family. And you see how hard it is to peel. And this really takes a toll on your fingernails. So I am going to take the loofah down, but it will survive another week. I'm gonna wait. When I built this back 40, this olive tree and this birch tree were relatively small, and they've gotten much bigger. And because this dirt walking around the outside of the back 40 is always compacted down and it does not get watered, this gets watered, obviously their roots seek underneath that bed. That's why it's got to come out. But you know, it's been a great, great bed, and I've grown so many wonderful things in it. It's always a compromise in a yard garden, because as your perennials get bigger, they crowd out the annuals. So you have to make a choice. And I'm making that choice today. Remember when we put it up?
Put it the right angle.
Yeah. Eric, you can be pulling these on the other side of the cages out of the ground.
Okay, we need to take the wire out, number one.
Spider mites have been horrible in my garden this year. It's incredible. It's like a shiny surface, and then it's just little specks, lots of little specks. And they're also on the beans. This is Sweet Annie, and it's covered in milkweed fuzzies from the seeds. Each seed has a bunch of fuzzies on the end of it, which they blow in the wind. That's why it's called a weed. Every one of these tiny little, those are flowers. Those tiny little things are flowers. And I have more Sweet Annie, so this one I'm sacrificing. I did find a caterpillar. That's about a second or third instar. And the monarch caterpillars freeze when they sense danger. So it's not going to move until it's comfortable. I'm going to try to find a milkweed plant that I am not sacrificing today. These are black vernissage tomatoes. These are some nice big ones too. What have we got here? That's going to be my lunch. And those are blueberry cherry tomatoes. The judgment on the lovely Pekin pepper is that it's going to be dug up and put in a pot. And the Jerusalem artichokes are going to get eliminated. Eric, put these two basil plants in a little pot, okay? Thank you. Oh. This is one of my first garden art pieces. It's a cardinal, an iron piece. And my son went to Stanford, and their mascot is the cardinal. So this has always been decorating my garden, and I will keep that with me. Thanks so much for watching this channel, liking my videos, and especially sharing them with your friends. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Late Bloomer Show, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please watch these.
Somebody might want that.
And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video.